Allies. Okay. I think that's still a Suren chapter thing, but we'll see. Things should be changing from here. A few days later, as he declared, well, almost anyway, but Suren was able to walk indoors, showing amazing resilience. However, he had to do it with support, which must have been quite grating for him.
I need a drink.
So on this particular night, he was rolling around on the bed like a spoiled child. I looked at him sideways while cleaning up the meal. Then you want a drink?
Really?
Ruzy said you can have a little. I'll get it from the kitchen, so wait a minute. Okay, so person's not waiting outside the door, she's still gonna go to the kitchen this time. See what happens. What?
Oh, no, it's nothing.
Okay, then I'm going. I still think I should serve weaker drinks than usual. As I was walking along thinking, a figure appeared from the opposite turn in the corridor. The moment I realized who it was, my heart jumped exaggeratedly. Uh-oh.
Were you on your way to get this?
Naran lightly raised the liquor bottle in his hand and smiled innocently. How'd you know?
I figured it was about time for bro to say he wanted it.
You're an excellent disciple. As I received it, I was relieved to see Naran's attitude, as if he has forgotten what happened the other day. Okay, so before he was like, I haven't forgotten, so what's he gonna do this time? I hadn't been in contact with him since then, so I thought Naran might have regretted it. Ignoring my regret over that passion, I put on a bright smile. Thanks, that's helpful. If Naran is trying to forget things, then I will too. That's for the best. If nothing happened, then there's nothing to be worried over.
Thank you.
The moment I was about to receive it, our fingertips touched each other and we both gasped at the same time. Oh man, they got it bad. As if on cue, the smiling mask that I had put on my face fell away. I was so flummoxed by my emotions, which were easily exposed, that I was at a loss for words. I felt like I should put some distance between us, but my legs froze, defying my will. I was focused on our hands that were still in contact with each other, and I felt my body temperature getting higher and higher.
Mrs., do you have a fever, maybe?
Huh?
Your hands, they're hot.
Ah. I was busy working earlier, so that must be why.
Don't overdo it. You could have called me.
Don't worry, I'm not overdoing things. But are you properly resting, Naran?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Naran is filling in Suren's absence. Despite his denial, I got the feeling that he was busy and worried about him. Really, you should get some rest.
I'm fine. If it's for my bro and his wife's sake, I can go all out if I have to.
The smile on his face is heartbreaking and makes me sad. Instantly, I felt the urge to grab his hand that was touching me, and I swallowed the feeling along with my breath. Okay. Suren is waiting.
Yeah.
I miss his fingertips that are leaving me one by one. I took a step backwards and turned around to gain momentum. I want to turn around. I want to look at him. I feel like the feelings that are growing inside of me are suffocating me. Okay. Well, that interaction went a little bit better. They're trying. They're really trying this time, so that's good. Good job, guys.
You have a fever or something?
Huh? As soon as I returned to his room, I looked up when I was asked. Suren chuckled and pointed to his cheek.
Your face is red.
I had a taste of the alcohol. Sometimes the body is more straightforward than the mind, to the extent that it is troublesome. I turned away my face, which I was told was red, and pretended to be preparing a drink like a wife.
Hey. Why are you taking care of me?
I'm not so cold a person as to leave an injured person alone.
As usual, you fail to follow along. Isn't it about time for you to say, Suren, I love you?
You think I would say that? I walk up to him, saying in a teasing tone. And then the hand holding the tray was grabbed, and he looked at me with a strangely serious face.
Say it.
Huh?
Say that you love me. I'm your husband, aren't I? Or is there some other reason why you can't say it?
There's no reason why, other than I myself don't really understand how I feel about Suren. When I tried to explain this honestly, his slitted eyes were narrowed into a dangerous gaze. Okay, so he's asking this question again. So is she gonna lie, or is she just not gonna say anything this time?
Or have you fallen for some other man?
Yeah, we know from the bad ending, lying is a big no-no with this guy. No, 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 no. So I'm not gonna do that. Oh, Naran, get out of here. Stop listening in.
Hey.
I was silent, and Suren's hand reached out and touched my cheek. The moment I felt his warmth, I compared it to the heat I had just felt, and my chest tightened at the difference. Ooh. Ooh, that stings. I knew it, without a doubt. This feeling is far from love. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Having lived together up to now, I knew that Suren was trying to treat me like a proper wife. Our beginnings were just disastrous. You can say that again. But I don't remember a time when he hit me or yelled at me during the time we were together as a couple. If it weren't for the fact that I'd been kidnapped, I could even consider Suren as a good husband. I felt sorry that I couldn't respond to his feelings. I'm sorry. Suren watched me silently for a moment as I continued to apologize. His hand that had been touching my cheek left, and I heard a small sigh.
Given your temperament, you apologizing means there's no hope for me anymore.
Oh, that's heartbreaking, actually.
Just tell me one thing.
What?
To you, am I still a hated enemy?
No. You risked your own life to protect the Roos women. And me as well. I think you treasured me as your wife in your own way. I'm grateful to you for those favors. Honestly, in the beginning I did absolutely loathe you. But now you're no longer an enemy.
Huh. I'd rather be hated than for you to think nothing of me.
That's not true.
Then what?
You are an ally. An ally who is also my husband.
You're not telling me to dissolve the marriage.
It was my choice to become your wife. Even if the decision was made under pressure, I have no intentions of reversing it. Under pressure is a very kind way of putting it. Under threats, maybe. Anyway, I'll stay here until you say you want to divorce me.
I won't say it. Given your feelings, maybe I should, though. Even still, I can't let you go. Sorry.
I think that's the first time I've ever heard you apologize.
If you're being honest, then what kind of fool would I be if I wasn't?
You have your graces in your own weird ways.
Same for you.
Right. Aww. You know what? There's something kind of sweet about that. Wholesome, almost. About, like, I don't know, he took it with a lot of grace, actually. The fact that she doesn't love him. And, I don't know. There's just something kind of nice about the fact that they've acknowledged that to each other, and it's like, well, you don't hate me at least, so I'll take it. He extends his hand, and I take it gently. From this point forward, we were a married couple who were also allies. Ah, I see. Maybe that wasn't a chapter that was Suren's before. Maybe Allies was different. It sounded familiar to me, but I must have imagined it. Okay. Your capacity. On to the next chapter. What? There aren't enough ingredients? As Suren's physical condition was greatly improving, I received a surprising report from the servant in charge of the kitchen. Oh no, is this the Shalu time? Apparently, we were out of one of the root vegetables that Suren liked eating, which was also good for healing the body. It is sticky, and when mashed, it has a unique sweetness and a delicious taste. Ruzi had recommended it, so lately I'd been using it a lot. That's weird. When I checked yesterday, there was still plenty left.
Yes, I remember that as well.
No thief would break in here and only steal vegetables, and no one in the house is suspicious. They've all been serving Suren for many years now. Regardless of how hungry he might be, in the current situation, getting caught now would be very disadvantageous. It's been raining a lot lately, so maybe they rotted due to the moisture, and someone noticed that and threw them away without reporting it.
Ah, perhaps even the vegetables are wont to run away from the master's military might.
Definitely. If he stares at them, they don't really stand a chance. Since I started caring for Suren, my work as a wife has multiplied many times over. As such, I'm interacting more with the people in the house, so we can joke around in this way. However, every time I deepen my attachments to this land and its peoples, I get impatient. Even having a fun conversation, I get suspicious and my chest hurts. Well then, I'll go out to buy some.
No,
You've got to help out with Suren's work, right? You'll drop dead if you take on more work. The military work that Suren was doing was quite more than expected. The deputy commander seems to be taking over for him now, but even that is not enough to completely fill the gap, and Suren's subordinates are being sent out. Normally, a military commander would have a lot of live-in chamberlains and the like. Suren has a surprisingly eccentric streak and only wants those who are very close to him by his side. Put in the bare minimum and leave the rest to the secretary and aides. Because of this, the mundane affairs in the mansion are in a ridiculous state, with direct subordinates concurrently in charge, which makes times like this quite the pain.
apologies, madam.
You don't have to apologize. His eccentricities aren't your fault.
Haha, well, that is true.
And I'd like to go out, for the distraction. If I'm going out, I should call for Naran. Oh, we just totally skipped that choice this time. Naran's like, hey, I'm coming, girl. With that in mind, when I tried to head to the front door, I was stopped by a loud voice from behind.
Mrs.
Ah, Naran. What's wrong?
What's wrong? Nothing. You have to go with me when you go out. Bro said so, right?
I was just thinking of calling for you.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe he's worried about what happened the other day. He seemed to suspect that I was trying to avoid him. Of course I was concerned, but if I showed it, it would ruin our relationship in the house. Would you go out with me? I did my best to smile as if it were no big deal, and Naran's shoulders relaxed.
Of course. Rest assured that I'll protect you from any enemies.
I'm counting on you.
I don't feel like you trust me. I'm a far cry from bro, but I can still... Madam!
While Naran was refuting, the servant from before rushed up to me. With a light bow, I received a report.
Apologies to interrupt your conversation. A friend of Madam, Miss Salanna, is here to see you. What would you like to do?
Salanna is? I'd met with Salanna again upon visiting the residence again after the incident. However, I haven't heard anything about her romance with a Nasla man, which is what I'm the most interested in. If she finds it difficult to talk about, then I can't really force it out of her. So for the time being, we were happy for each other's safety and parted ways with friendly conversation. Speaking of, she said she'd bring a beautiful textile next time. At first I wondered where she'd gotten the money to afford that. But thinking about it later, it wouldn't be strange for a man who proposed to Salanna to give her some kind of gift. I was convinced that she talked more about him upon bringing it. Then would you show her to my room? Naran, who had been listening next to me, seemed a little depressed, so I added with a wry smile. We'll go shopping afterwards.
Okay, I'll be waiting outside of your room.
I'll call for you once I'm done, so you don't have to wait outside of the room, you know.
Oh, I can't?
Well, it's not that you can't. I smiled wryly, imagining Naran waiting outside of the room like a loyal dog. You really are an honest kid. The moment I said it, the back of Naran's eyes went dark, although perhaps that was my imagination. As I stared in confusion, his usual lovely smile immediately returned. I rubbed my eyes, feeling that I had been mistaken. Yes.
Right. I'm a good boy, so you should reward me sometimes.
What kind of reward do you want? I'm aware that I'm getting attached to him. You don't say. Every time I feel a sense of peace, I feel crushed by a feeling of guilt. A feeling that is slowly eroding my heart. At least you're not completely and outrightly lying to Suren this time, so that's an improvement. Okay, so what is gonna happen? I assume Naran can't die, right? This time around? I'm gonna skip the Salanna scene, because it's basically like, look out for Shalu. She gonna go crazy on you. Crazy on you. Okay, let's see. Choice 2. Okay, let's resume from this scene. Alright, let's see how it all plays out.
And then, bro... Mrs.?
What? Even though Naran was in the middle of talking, I couldn't stop thinking about Shalu and was scared. Yeah, me too, girl, me too. I asked in a hurry, and Naran, a bit sullen, slumped his shoulders.
Just when I thought I could enjoy shopping with you for the first time in a while, it's like I'm here by myself.
In this way, Naran looks the same as usual. He might even be trying to forget things, as he had hoped that he could. Ugh. I guess this is more like she's wishing she could, like, forget her feelings, while this is like she's still acknowledging her feelings and just hoping, like, he does something. So this one? Okay. Alright, on the right track. That would be for the best. However, contrary to my mind that thinks so, my heart complains of dissatisfaction. It's really selfish of me to feel lonely, as it was I that created the distance. I'm sorry, I was just thinking about something.
About bro?
No. Why?
Because lately you've always been by his side. I know things are tough for bro, but I am a little lonely.
I felt that there was a special feeling in his eyes that turned toward me for a moment. Is it an illusion shown by my desire? And mayhaps his own desire? I hold my heaving chest and my eyes drift to the future. My reaction seemed to be taken as anger, and Naran added a few words in a bit of a panic.
I'm sorry. I said something selfish.
That doesn't count as being selfish. I just thought I like how honest you are. I smiled wryly and looked up at Naran. As our eyes met, this time Naran looked in a different direction.
There are times when I'm not honest.
Really?
Yeah. Especially lately.
Naran's eyes drifted to the stalls, drawn by the voices calling out to him. There, colorful vegetables were being sold, including the root vegetables that had disappeared. When I noticed this, for some reason Naran dropped his gaze. Ah, those are the vegetables that disappeared from the kitchen.
Oh, really?
But it did allow me to go shopping with you, so it's not all bad. Naran?
Oh, I'll go buy it, so could you buy the fruits over there?
On the other side of the road, a short distance away, there is a stall with a pile of fruit. He indicated that place with his finger and tilted his head, This whole setup is still weird to me. It still feels like a setup somehow. I know it wasn't, but it just... Maybe the writers were just like, we gotta get Naala separated from Naran, and so they couldn't, like, make it more smooth of a transition, so it just feels weird. I don't know. Huh? We could go together.
This way saves time, right? We shouldn't be away for too long. For Bro.
Well, that's right. Although Suren's injuries have mostly healed, he still needs assistance at times. If I'm not there, everyone else will suffer, so I shouldn't be out for too long. I have to have Suren's subordinates do their best, for the sake of the Roos women. Just the other day, someone from the military got into trouble for trying to forcefully seduce one woman. The long-standing shortage of women and exhaustion from war. The accumulated load must have erupted in an unintended way. According to the person who was almost taken, another soldier helped her out, but I shudder to think about what might have happened if no one had been around to help. If something like that happens again, the women's activities could be restricted in the name of protection. Even though the king, who is in charge of everything, keeps a close eye on things, there is a limit to his prestige. Even in a country with an excellent king, crimes are bound to happen. Up until now, I'm sure they've been able to go through their lives without any notable incidents because of their awe and respect for Suren, who is nearby to them. In the absence of that commander, the only people who can lead the subordinates are the direct subordinates. Then, when our shopping is finished...
That person.
Is someone there? I turned my head, following Naran's gaze. Maybe they'd already left, but no one I knew was in that direction. Did you see Shalu this time?
Mrs., let's shop at that shop over there.
Oh, interesting. Things are changing. Save me from Shalu, please, and save Shalu from herself. The hand on my back urges me to walk, and I'm a little confused. There is indeed a vegetable shop in the direction Naran pointed with his eyes, but it is much more expensive than this one. Yeah, but isn't this one cheaper?
Sometimes being extravagant will help Bro's wounds heal faster.
Both Suren and Naran are not extravagant, perhaps because they come from commoners' backgrounds. I thought that this was an unusual proposal for Naran, but agreed that he had a point. Ah, right. After we finished buying the vegetables we wanted, we slowed down a bit and walked around the market. Naran suggested that we would at least be allowed to look at the stalls on the way home. It seemed that a large amount of goods from southern countries had arrived today, and the lineup of imported goods was full of exoticism. Oh, that wrap cloth is similar to the one on Suren's head.
That is a traditional craft of an island country in the south. It's the same as Bro's, so it's natural that they are similar.
Oh. It's got a special feel to it, so I've always been curious about it.
By the way, Bro's mother is from that country.
Really? Ah, but come to think of it, he does look a little different than the people of this continent. I feel like his dark skin makes Suren's majesty and strength stand out. Oh, okay, girl, calm down. His magic power. Suren's magic power seems to be contained not only in his skin, but also in his rare purple eyes. Staring at them will paralyze you.
I used to force myself to sunbathe because I wanted my skin to be the same color as Bro's.
Aw, that's so sweet. Naran, you're fine the way you are. I don't think your skin can become that color. I had just been picturing Suren's body in my mind, and the image of Naran working on his tan overlapped with it in a weird way. And I just giggled. No! Poor Naran.
You want to say that I look weak?
No, no, no. Naran, you have your own charm.
My own charm? What's that?
Huh? His voice was unexpectedly serious, so I responded somewhat hurriedly. He was not angry, but his eyes looked thoughtful as he stared off into the distance.
I've admired Bro ever since he saved me in the war, and I've wanted to be like him. I've been following in his footsteps the whole time. But recently, Bro's been saying that it's about time that I found something unique to myself. That's when I realized, if I wasn't trying to be like Bro, I'd have nothing. Maybe I'm just an empty person.
Nah, man. I don't think that's right.
Why?
Maybe Suren thought it was time for you to stand alone. Maybe he wants you to be aware of your own strengths so that you could stand on your own even if he wasn't around to support you. I doubt Suren would talk that way to an empty person.
I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
You know Bro better than I do.
No, I don't. You've spent more time with him than I have, and you understand him better. But maybe your admiration for him makes some things harder for you to see.
But I think Bro still sees me as just a kid.
Why?
Half jokingly, I said I wanted that wrap cloth when I became a full-fledged man. And he said, "How many decades later is that?" and laughed. So that means it's going to take me decades to be on Bro's level, doesn't it?
You're taking it too literally. Suren is relying on you. He acknowledges you. Otherwise, I'm sure he wouldn't have entrusted caring for me to you. It's true. She's got points. Since our heart-to-heart as allies the other night, I feel like I've come to understand Suren better. Suren might be a little, well, very stubborn and old-fashioned, so to him a wife is just a wife. So even if his wife is rebellious or doesn't love him, once he's welcomed her into his life, he'll protect her as family. On the other hand, because of the strength of his convictions, he cannot allow the woman he takes as his wife to deviate from his norms. Therefore, he sometimes shows a surprising amount of jealousy. The fact that such a man has entrusted the care of his wife to a young man shows how much trust he has in Naran. Really, contrary to his appearance, he's quite serious.
Mrs., you really do know Bro well.
Oh. Hello. Wasn't expecting a hand to the cheek with sad eyes today, but I guess that's what we're getting. Apparently I was giving a wry smile unknowingly, remembering how stubborn Suren can be. Naran quickly stroked my loose cheek with the back of his finger. The area he touched heats up as my heartbeat races.
Oh! I'm sorry.
I can feel the jealousy in his gaze, and it makes me feel shamefully joyful. Oh, Naala. When I remained still and unmoving, Naran looked down with a bad excuse.
There was a bit of dust.
What should I do? I can't resist the urge to catch his hand that is moving away from me. Did you get it? Oh gosh, what's the implication of this choice? Like, if I say thank you, am I just acknowledging that he's lying? Yeah, I guess if I'm thanking him, I'm like playing into the lie. If I say, did you get it? It's like maybe more, you know, you can make sure you got it by putting your hand back on my cheek. Might be a bit messed up, but that's the only thing I could think of. Okay, nice. I can't do anything about it, but wanting to see if Naran still had feelings for me, I dared to pretend to be calm and asked, "Did you get it?" Not yet, right?
No, maybe.
Naran's throat moves, perhaps from nervousness. His honest reaction and slightly trembling voice are all heartbreaking. I love the way his eyes look at me as if they are devouring me. Dang, girl, okay.
I might have to rub it a bit more to get it off.
He slowly strokes my face while making excuses. He traces my eyebrows, strokes the corners of my eyes, then slides down my cheeks and wraps them up with his entire palms. Man, it's like I got a whole face full of dust. I close my eyes, indulging myself in the gentle touch of his hands, and the hustle and bustle of the world around us seemed to vanish into the distance. And then...
Oh, it's nice to be young. Hey, young mister, why don't you buy your pretty wife there a ring?
Oh, no. Well, hopefully this doesn't get reported back to somebody. I love that it doesn't look like he's rubbing dust off her. It's just like, ah, young love. A merchant who seemed to have misunderstood our relationship called out to us. I didn't recognize his face, so he's probably a drifter.
Oh, we're not married. Ah, don't be shy. Hey, I think this red jewel would look good on your wife.
Carried away by the merchant's lead, I ended up sticking out my hand. Naala, calm down. He immediately put the ring with the red jewel on it, and I felt shock and regret at the same time. We don't have that kind of money.
Ah, wait!
Huh? He held down my fingers as I hurriedly tried to remove it, and a strange voice came out of my mouth. Naran's body took a step closer to me, and a shadow was cast over my hand. I don't know if I like that look on your face. What's going on? Naran?
It does look good on you.
Naran stared intently at the ring on my finger and muttered an unexpected impression. Saying that will only make the merchant more pushy. You're the one who put your hand out for the ring, girl. This is on you. I wonder.
Yeah, because you have fair skin. It brings out the red and really suits you.
I was deliberately trying to be vague, but he'd only doubled down on flirting with me. While I was puzzled over what he was up to, Naran took his wallet from his pocket. Oh boy.
I'll take it. Is this enough?
What? What? Naran finished handing over the money while I was still stunned. Stunned at this shocking behavior, my line of sight strangely darted between the ring and the merchant. Naran? I came back to my senses and tried to return it in a great hurry, but Naran pulled my hand strongly and I almost fell forward. This time, his outstretched hand supported my body and forced me to walk. No, Naran! I can't possibly accept something so expensive!
It's a gift of gratitude to you, for everything you've done for me.
But...
You don't have to wear it. I'd be happy for you to just have it.
I felt his passionate gaze shoot through me as I was at a loss for words. I felt his breath on my forehead and felt like my heart was being squeezed. I'm intensely aware of his hand holding mine. Those eyes are so not fair.
Even still, I'm holding myself back. I'm an idiot after all. I'm an idiot. I have given up on you, but now I'm just hurting you.
If you say that... It's nothing. If he says that, then I'm the stupidest and worst of all. I'm the one rejecting his feelings and yet terrified that I'll lose him. I want him to be happy with someone else, and at the same time I want him to only look at me. It's cruel and selfish. I unconsciously squeezed his hand back, and after realizing it, I felt like crying more. I tried to let go as quickly as I could, but the force of his hand was too strong and I couldn't move.
I'm just joking now, so laugh and let it slide. Now, I'm really...
Looking into Naran's eyes up close, I didn't feel like he was joking at all. Questioning him with my eyes, I heard a sad, quivering voice.
I wish... the space... where we're mistaken as husband and wife could continue forever. I was joking. Just joking. So... just forget about it. Forget. About everything.
His passionate voice, which conveys the exact opposite of what he says, permeates my eardrums. His words that asked to be forgotten sounded rather like saying, "Don't forget me." But ultimately, if I can forget him, I should. I can't let Naran suffer because of my selfishness. Naran still has a bright future ahead of him, a normal love life and a bride-to-be. Okay, I'll forget everything.
Thank you.
Even as he thanked me, Naran's face warped as if he could cry. I couldn't stand looking at these eyes that tried to make me smile and look down.
I'm happy, Mrs. I got to stay near my two favorite people all the time.
I'm glad you're there for me. But you should think about your own happiness.
You should know. My happiness is...
Naran, you should find yourself a bride and have a happy family.
Are my feelings so annoying to you that you don't want me by your side?
Look, Naran, you can't have it both ways. She can't forget you and also be like, I accept your feelings at the same time. This limbo is no good, okay? It's just not, it's not possible to both forget and accept, okay? Oh, this situation sucks. I feel so bad for them. That's not the case.
Then why?
That's... When questioned, every wish seems so selfish that words failed me. The silence between us continues, and an indescribable awkwardness flows through the air. Wait, father! I was looking for an opportunity to open my mouth when a kid ran past my vision as I was looking down. When the kid's light footsteps became smaller, I heard a muffled murmur.
I'm not getting married. I don't think I could make anyone happy under a law like that.
A law like that? Naran?
When we return, would it be okay if I went to your room? It'd be too noisy to continue this conversation here.
Understood. It must be a very important talk. The tension in Naran's voice made me stiffen as well.